Microsoft Theater here in downtown Los Angeles. Brought to you by Shawn Porter Promotions.
Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. Took us a minute to get on, and I gotta find my excitement to be over here at the HyperX Arena at the Luxor. I want to say thank you to all these guys for bringing us in here. New set, y'all. What you think?
It's awesome.
Yeah, beautiful setup.
Antt with two T's, Sean Zittel.
I love the backdrop.
Yeah.
This is the MGM Grand Garden Arena of esports. So I like it.
I thought you was tripping for a second, but I like what you did there. I was like, hold on, you can't do that.
It's an MGM property. So
yeah.
Is it? It is? Okay, so perfect. There you go.
Yeah,
I shield just well.
We got a great show coming to you guys. I've been in communication with Amir Kahn. He'll be coming on in just a little bit. Real quick before we bring on our first guest, I want to remind you guys, our YouTube has a membership. Jump on that membership. After we do our have our guest on, we'll go back to why you guys should be joining this membership. I got out to Colorado Springs this weekend, had a great time with our boy Terence Crawford. We'll get to that, but before we get to that, you came up in here talking about JYD and stunned me. I'm like, well, hold on a second. Now, how the hell?
I said, fucking type punch is that? Knock the nigga cold out.
Well, listen, man, you came in here talking about him, and I didn't even know he had a fight going on. So I got an opportunity to check my guy out, and I told y'all we were bringing him back on this week if I approved, right? Remember I said that? I said he ain't got the stamp yet.
He got it done.
My man stamped it with the overhand left.
That was overhand left?
Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. The terrible Joan himself, JYD.
That was only a JYD punch. I've never seen that punch in boxing ever. Breadman said, I ain't stepped that.
Let me. My fault. Let me pull it back. I know you looking on your end. You like, we on Zoom. Where y'all at? It's all good. It's just the production side of things. But you are live on the PorterWay Podcast right now. Big dog. Antt came in here, said you were fighting. I didn't realize you know, we did our thing. We talked about it and all that kind of stuff. You legit, big dog. You legit. Like, take us through it.
Well, first of all, I appreciate y'all sincerely. Like, all jokes aside, I really do appreciate y'all. The whole production team, all y'all, whole PorterWay Podcast, all y'all, the whole team. Yeah. Shout out to Antt with two T's, man, because he keeps communication very well. Shawn Porter, on the other hand.
Shout out to Showtime.
Yo, Shawn, on the other hand, dog, he gets on the last show talking about some, Jay hit you up, and he ain't hit me. I take it personal. I'm like, bro, I hit you up in May. You ain't get back to me till April. Talking about some, oh, what's up, bro? LOL. I'm like, yo, he tweaking. So, yeah, man, if it wasn't for Antt with two T's, I don't know where I'd be right now, dog. It's crazy how you did me, Shawn. Like, I thought it was better than that. Shout out to Zittel, because you mean, just cuz. Shout out to Zittel, just cuz. Like, Shawn, I got beef with you, but anyway.
Don't give me that. Don't do that finger thing over here, big dog, because I know what's coming next. And I ain't no terrible Jones, so don't do that.
That's what it's about to be. Because Shawn, you out of pocket for that, bro. You know what I mean? But we cleared it up. We got proper information exchange, so we good.
Yeah.
But it was a great joint last night. In all honesty, you know, I was setting it up, the jab to the body all night. Just setting that up, trying to get his guard to lower down. At a certain point in the fight, he even kind of went into like this little, I want to say, pseudo Philly shell type of thing because he couldn't really defend the body too well. So once I seen his hands getting lower, I shot the jab after the first knockdown. The first knockdown came off a little 3 and a short 2. And when he got up, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just set it up to the body again, and then just go for the overhand that me and Brea work on over and over again. And in all honesty, like Antt said, like, he ain't doing not really see nobody throw that shot. That's really a weird ass shot that I've always been throwing, but I always throw it a lot in spars and stuff like that when the time is right for it. And I felt like the time was right for it in the fight. Me and Bray, man, drilled this shit over and over and over again. A lot of people were just like, damn, I seen you drill that shot all the time, but I never really seen you do it in the fight. And I'm like, yeah, we drill that shot over and over again, but every shot isn't for every circumstance. So when I put the little fin out there and I seen his hand go like he was going to shoot, just took my head off the line and put it over there. And the referee was like, nah, that shit's out. Because I was about to come back. I changed to the orthodox. I'm about to hop down with a joint with the right hand. So the referee made the right decision.
That thing, like, you could tell that was a jerking. I talked to Zittel about it. That was a really like a neck jerking kind of shot. And Zittel and I, we both believe that the power is real, big dog.
When we were saying right away, we're like, he's heavy-handed. You know,
that knockout shot comes in different forms. Sometimes it's the speed is the power, as you know. But it just looked like what me and Shawn were saying to each other. He's got heavy hands. What do you think, JYD?
Yeah, well, that's what Breadman said all the time. He just like, it's like a blunt force, just from us hitting pads and stuff like that. I definitely know I'm heavy-handed, martial arts. It's always all good, but I don't know. I guess it's just a heavy hand. I did play football before I boxed. I was a linebacker, but I was always naturally strong. But the punch power is certain punch power that I know that is either God-given or is not, and I do believe that I got good enough God-given punch power.
Understand? You in the box wreck. You moving up. You coming from some of them names, man. Tony Harrison won it. Joey Spencer.
In the other room talking. It's always something with you.
No, hold on. Don't do that. Just stay focused on the question. He asked you, and well, I'm gonna ask you because it's a damn good question, and I want to hear how you respond to this. He said you in the box wreck now. You 11-0, 11 KOs. Who you looking at? You looking at my question now?
All right.
Are you at 160 or at 168?
I'm 160. I mean, the only time they ever put me at 168 was when somebody else missed weight, and I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna take the fight anyway, and I just hurried up and ate up right there at the scale. I'm not a 60. I'm a 160.
So that's what you want to be?
And I'm 12-0. I'm 12-0 with 11 knockouts.
Oh, excuse me.
12-0.
okay. So we're gonna move. I got some names for you.
Do them out.
Joey Spencer, bad white boy.
You said who?
Joey Spencer.
Joey Spencer? That's fine.
Tony Harrison, Detroit.
That's fine.
Jose Benavidez, Jr.
That's fine.
You gonna say they all fine, but come on now, like what?
What about our guy Marcus Taylor?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, if we being real, this how I'm gonna look at it. This how I'm gonna put it. Everybody who y'all name, they know who the fuck I am, and I know who the fuck they are. If the fight's gonna be made, it's gonna be made. I've learned in boxing my short time of being in it. You can do all the name calling in the world. Niggas don't want rumble, they ain't gonna want rumble. But at the same time, I don't got no picks. It's whoever the fuck is put in front of me is who I fight. Nobody's special. Nobody's no. Whoever is put in front of me is who I'm going to fight. That's the bottom line.
Let's be realistic.
I'm gonna predict those 3 fights. 2 KOs. I'm gonna predict those 3 fights. Out of those 3 fights, 2 KOs, 1 goes to decision because he could take a beating. But I think.
Hold on, Antt. Hold on, Antt. Because I want you to see this. Hold on. Uh-oh. Give me 1 sec. Hold on.
Somebody's in my DM.
No. Antt, say what you said again, Antt. Say what you just said again.
I said, in those 3 fights, you go 3-0. 2 knockouts, 1 goes decision because he could take a beating.
I was gonna say that must be Benavidez.
I like that. But listen, the reason why I just did what I did, because I don't want y'all to think that I'm not answering questions or ducking. Sean, I'm going to send you the video I just sent so you can see how Antt sound. His mic is off on my camera, but his mic sound like underwater. So I really can't hear what he's saying, but I heard what he said about 2 knockouts and one decision because he could take a beating. Like I said, at the end of the day, for me, it's whoever. Like I said, I don't give a shit about calling out the names because everybody know who I am and I know where everybody else is. Like, the fights are going to get made. I'm cool, but just know anybody who get in the ring with me, you better be willing to take it there because I'm willing to take it there. I'm not with all the talking. Before all this boxing shit, that's why I don't even believe in that boxer beef shit for real. Like, shit be cool and funny. But before this boxing shit, I lived a bad life before, and I thank God that I don't live before. This ain't beef to me. I don't even believe in that talking shit. The contract gets sent, the contract gets signed.
So let's be realistic about it. because I don't know how much the audience knows about you and JYD. I'm still getting familiar with you. Big knockout in your last fight. And I love the videos that you do on your Instagram platform. But beyond that, I don't know a lot about you. So what's your amateur background like? And you only respectfully only 12 rounds or 12 fights into a professional career.
As an amateur, I only had 6 amateur fights. I was 6-0, 5 knockouts in the AMs. I started boxing when I was 23. So after my daughter had open heart surgery, that's what made me like I'm a step into boxing, because I was always outside. I was already fighting and doing shit in the street. So I'm like, I'm good at fighting. I might as well. My dad been trying to get me to box since I was like 17. But I was like, I ain't doing nothing that my heart wasn't into. And my heart wasn't into the boxing because I was too deep into the street. So when I had my daughter and she had open heart surgery when she was 3 months old, that's when I was like, all right, like, I need to make a better life for my daughter. I can't keep doing what I'm doing. So I jumped in the gym. And the first 2 years of me boxing, I ain't had no job. I ain't had nothing. I had enough money saved up. So I was cool. So I just stacked my bread. I just kept stacking my bread, took it, saved it, and I just jumped in the boxing. And that was that. Like, that's it. So then my dad and my wife kept telling me, do social media, you'll be good at it, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, man, they gonna know me from the work I put in on the ring, all the stupid, silly shit. Like, no, use social media to your advantage. So that's what I did. And so when I started this joint, I said, I'm gonna tell the truth. Like, I ain't about to be lying like I got some fancy cars and clothes and houses. Like, no, like, I'm gonna show y'all the real everyday life of a boxer that's trying to make it. And that's really what it was. And for some reason, people just liked it. I have no idea why, but people just liked it. So now I'm here. Terrible John.
Go ahead. One more, Zittel. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Zittel.
You got it?
Yeah. No, well, I mean, honestly, JYD, I would love to get more into your story. It reminds me of Deontay a little bit, Deontay Wilder and all that, but with his daughter, and then he starts boxing at 18, and his power kind of allows him to start late and still have success. So I want to give credit and shine for that. But
thank you.
Got you for one more. We got to talk about Boots. And the last time we had you on, you dropped the bombshell that Boots dropped Norman is fun. And Norman's gotten the knockout of the year. There's fans going back and forth about, well, should Boots stuck around 47 for that one more fight for Brian? Or did Brian just have his opportunity? He ducked it. And then also, do you think Brian's going to win this fight against Devin Haney in November? What do you make of all that, JYD?
I don't give a fuck about what Brian Norman is doing with his life. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a fuck who he knocked out. That shit don't move me. I don't give a fuck who he knocked out. He knew better than to sign that contract when that boy wasn't making that money and Boots offered him 1.7, 1.8 million. He knew he should have signed that contract then. If you felt like you could have did all that shit then, you should have did it then. So I don't give a fuck who you knock out now. That means nothing to me. Do I think he's gonna beat Devin Haney? No. I'm gonna keep it a bean. You can go get a fucking crackhead off the street. I'm never going to be on Brian Norman's side, but I don't care who it is. I don't give a damn who you put in there. So I'm biased. I'm never on his side. Like I said, niggas was cool when they first met me. Oh, yo, bro. It was all love. And then niggas want to do weird shit. And then no, I'm never cool with that. That's out. No, I don't think he's going to beat Devin Haney. No, I don't believe that. And again, like I said, he should have fought when the money was on the table. Oh, I ain't going to let him fight because that's not enough money. You ain't never made $2 million in your life. How that's not enough money? Get the fuck out of here. Shout out to you, Devin Haney. Do what you got to do.
Is any part of you saying it this way because you're revealing the truth? You're saying, hey, I was there. I had my own 2 eyeballs. He got dropped this far, and then he's refuting it. Is that part of it?
Because my whole thing is, don't nobody got no, I don't be lying on nobody because I don't care. Lying is bred from fear. I'm not afraid of a near goddamn soul on this planet. So I don't have nothing to lie about. I tell both my wives all the time, if I'm not going to lie to you, you are nobody to lie to. So if I'm not going to lie to my wives, like what? I walk out my house every Sunday and go from one house to the next. And my wife know I'm about to go be with my other wife. If I don't lie to my wife with that, why the fuck you think I'm about to lie on a man sparring? Y'all are crazy people to believe, not y'all, but anybody who believes that I'm lying, that's your business. Again, It ain't that deep, bro. Everybody had a rough day. Nigga, Boots dropped me with a body shot a couple years ago. It's on his fucking page. We laughed and joked, but I don't give a shit. It's sparring. Why are you so mad? It's all right, grow up. Like, the fuck is you mad for, bro? You got dropped. Get over it. But you know, like I know, you can't beat that man. Everybody know it. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. Get the fuck over it, bro. Care about what you got going on. You be all right.
You gonna talk yourself into an ass whooping.
By who? By who? By who? By who? By who? I've been waiting to get my ass whooped since I was 15 years old. I've been waiting to get my ass whooped since I was 15. I was 15 years old. This is a stamp. You can go to my hood there and tell you. What? I've been waiting to get my ass whooped. Any woman that ever tried to even argue me, I would tell her, sweetheart, I don't argue with women. If you know who your daddy is, go get your dad. If you know who he is, go get him for me right now. Don't get your brother, because I'm going to crush your brother. Get your father for me. I've been working like this since I was 15. I've been fighting grown men since I was 15. Please come whoop my ass. I'll welcome it. The only person that whooped my ass is my mother.
We gonna let the terrible Joan go. We gonna let the terrible Joan go.
Because y'all want to break it up. Let's shake it up. My mother, the only person whooped my ass. My mother.
Oh, Brian Norman.
And I'll be out there to spar with you soon.
Let's go, Sean. Let's go, Sean.
Hey, big man. Hey, God bless you, big dog. We're gonna catch you on the next one. Congratulations on the big knockout over this weekend.
Yo, shout out to PorterWay Podcast. Shout out to Shawn Porter, the whole team. Much love. Y'all gave me huge spotlight, huge opportunity, man. But I ain't have to. Love is love. Oh, yeah. Keep it positive, y'all. Everybody be happy, be healthy, make the right decisions. Fuck out of here, Brian Norman.
Thank you, JYD.
You love an interview like that, don't you?
I guess the PorterWay Podcast every now and then. Can you cut him off? Cut him off. I think he's off.
No, he's still on there.
No, he's off.
He's still on there.
He's off. Listen, we got to take a quick break. That thing went way longer than I thought it was going to go. Yeah. We're going to check out some of the stuff going on over here at the HyperX Arena, and we'll be right back.
Yeah, beautiful place.
Got you.
Yep.
Welcome back to the PorterWay Podcast. Got a lot of good stuff going on over here at the HyperX Arena. Can't wait to dive more into that. Not this episode, though, because we got a lot going on. We now have 2004 silver medalists, multiple world champions.
Unified super lightweight champ.
There it is. You go ahead and do it. You know better than I do.
The former unified super lightweight champ. At one point, the unified #1 fighter in the world at 140 pounds. My guy, Amir Kahn. Fastest pair of hands in boxing at one point.
And Antt caught this one. Mutual opponent to both Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Welcome to the PorterWay Podcast. For the first time, definitely not the last time. Amir Kahn. What's up, sir?
So thank you very much for having me on. I've heard about this show. Obviously, know Sean from back in the day as a great fighter and a great person as well. We shared the same gym at one time at the Wildcard Boxing. So yeah, it's good to see you all, man.
A lot going on, my man. We're gonna go down memory lane at the end of this. Yeah. So just to start things off, you hear that Terence Crawford wants to get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. Obviously, we know that it's happening now. Kind of give us your first thoughts on when you heard that it might happen, and then your thoughts once you found out that this is indeed something that's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad fight, Sean. I mean, I think it's a good fight, and it's not a fight that shocked me, because you have to understand in boxing, the best are fighting the best. And, you know, with the money that Turkey Sheikh's got now and pumped it into boxing, the best are going to have to fight the best. And we've seen some mega fights, for example, Usyk and Fury and Joshua and, you know, all the top guys are fighting each other. So this is great to see that Turkey's making these fights happen that we never thought would happen. And for... Sorry about that, guys, that noise. But I was just saying that I just feel that it's an amazing fight for boxing fans. This fight is because there's no loser in this fight. Both fighters have hit the best. They've hit the peak of their careers. They've achieved so much in the sport of boxing, and I just don't think that there's a loser in this fight, because both guys are winners, because they're going to give such great entertainment to the boxing fans. I mean, it's hard to see who's going to win this fight. Is it going to be Crawford or is it going to be Canelo? It's a hard fight to solve for us.
Go ahead, Antt.
And Amir, you're the only fighter in the world that's a mutual fight opponent for both of the guys. What advice
the only one,
give? Yeah. What advice can you get to Crawford? What advice can you get to Canelo? Canelo, I was watching your fight last night. The hand speed gave him hell. But you can also catch a bullet, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say because I think since I fought Canelo, you have to understand I fought both guys at the peak of their career. And so did Sean. Sean fought Crawford at the peak of his career. I just feel that, with power is something that's going to stay with a fighter. For example, with Canelo is a very strong fighter. But then again, don't get me wrong, where I think Crawford can bang as well. Crawford is a strong puncher. See, as he's adding weight on and he put that muscle on, he's become a stronger fighter. See, back in the day when we used to see Crawford fight a lightweight or featherweight, we didn't really give him that respect on the power because we didn't think we thought he's a good boxer, technical fighter. But then as he started putting weight on and went in the welterweight division, you can see he's carried that power with that weight and the muscle with that weight. So I see this fight. I mean, it's a hard fight to call, honestly, because it just depends what type of fighters show up on the night. I fought both guys. When I fought them at the peak of their careers. The same Canelo going to fight Crawford, is that going to be the same Canelo I fought? And with Crawford, we know he turns it up anyway. I think that looking at both fighters, I think Canelo has had more harder fights going up and down the weight divisions. I think he's been in more wars than Crawford. I think Crawford is the fresher fighter who's been in less wars but had as many hard fights, but in my opinion, not as hard as Canelo. So I just feel that Crawford has this fight in the bag because I've sparred with him even after we fought each other, and when he puts on that weight, it's like he holds that weight so well, that muscle well, and it's not like he looks like when he walks around and he's weighing around like 170, 175, he's looking like a natural 175 guy. It's not like he's purposely looking heavy or, he's looking soft. He looks built and strong. So that's why when people said, when I heard this fight being announced, I knew that Crawford is going to give hell of a fight to Canelo. And I don't think Canelo thinks it's going to be a hard fight. He thinks, I've beaten these smaller guys who have come up a weight, like Amir Kahn and these other guys who have come up a weight to fight me. But I think this time he's up against a proper challenge because Crawford is a different type of fighter who holds muscle well and who will put that size on. See, Turkey Sheikhs give him so much time, so much notice. So they can go in training camp, they can bang that muscle on, they can hold that muscle, they can start doing the heavy weights and everything.
He had like a whole year to put on this kind of weight, and again, like you're saying, you're referring to the muscle. You gotta understand when you're moving up weight classes is how you move up. And obviously, Amir, moving up weight and putting on muscle to move up in weight is much different than just coming in as a blown up fighter.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right there, Sean. You know what it's like going up and down weight divisions, but I think with 1 year's notice, if you look at Crawford since when the fight was announced, I think he's always been taking over. He's always been doing a little bit in the gym, and now he's at it, and now he's going in it hard. So big respect to Crawford. I think Crawford given more to this and been training longer and harder than Canelo. I saw that Canelo was on a holiday where Crawford was in the gym. So them little small things make a big difference. You know what I mean? And I just feel that even though they're both my friends, I remember when Canelo got his win against the Cuban fighter in Saudi Arabia in his last fight. He leant over the ropes in the fight in Saudi and waved at me. And them little small things go a long way because he appreciates you. I mean, he's such a superstar in the sport of boxing, and he showed that love. And you can see that he's kept himself busy. But one thing about Crawford, bro, you can't turn a blind eye. I mean, he's one of them type of guys that always pulls it off. That's why he's undefeated. That's why no one's really giving problem. Whereas Canelo's tasted that defeat. And I think if he goes in the trenches and he goes in the deep end, sorry about that. If it goes in the deep end, I just feel like Crawford has more left in him and has more to give because he's never tasted that defeat before. And as a fighter, you never want to taste that defeat. I mean, Sean, you know about this. I mean, the fight, your first fight, I don't know, which was the first fight you lost?
Yeah.
And, you know, you were giving your all in that fight. Yeah, you were giving it your all. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's one thing about, you know, when you are undefeated, you don't want to leave a stone unturned. You give it everything.
Go ahead, Sean.
Amir, man, first of all, always being a champion that took on the best fighters in the world. So it was always a fun covering you here when you'd fight in the States. The Devin Alexander fight, probably your best performance in the U.S. Or Zab Judah. Yeah, you had some good performances, man. But I do think the fans listening, the audience listening, they're wondering, because it's crazy that even a man who's fought both men still can't make you're picking Crawford, but it's still basically 50-50, which speaks to the fight itself. But I do think a lot of people look at it like Crawford didn't fight you at your peak. Canelo fought you when you were still blazing hand speed, Amir Kahn. And then you became a stablemate with Terence. You guys wound up training together, sparring a lot of rounds together. So is that impacting your view on the fight at all? That you became close with Team Crawford, and that Crawford actually fought you later in your career, whereas I think more people look at it like Canelo got you at the peak. And then just in addition to that, Amir, hand speed, punching power, defense, how do they stack up in those key areas heading into the fight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of my last fights was in Crawford's team. I was in camp with them guys, and I had such a lovely time. It was great to be around such a great champion like Crawford, and I see what makes him special. I mean, the guy is a hard-working guy. Even when he didn't have a fight date, the guy was in the gym training hard. You know what I mean? I was like thinking, well, if that was me, I'll be at home and just chilling, or maybe, you know, but he was in the gym all the time. It's like all he knows is boxing. And I've seen it from first hand. I see him, how he treats the sport of boxing, how professional he is as a fighter, and that's why he's where he is. But if you look at both fighters, and I fought both of the guys. See, one thing about Canelo is that he's easily hit, and you can always see his punches coming. He's not as fast as Crawford, but then again, he hits a lot harder than Crawford. He has that devastating power that can literally knock anyone out. And we've seen him do that. I mean, when people say I got knocked out by him, I'm like, okay, fine, I went up a weight. Well, he went up 2 weights, and I went up a couple of weights to fight Canelo, but then Canelo went up a couple of weights to fight Kovalev, and he knocked him out clean. I mean, that just shows this guy has ridiculous power. Okay, his speed isn't the fastest, but still, he's got good flurries of shots. And lately, if you look at him, he's been moving quite a lot. His footwork's got a lot better. He punches with bunches. I mean, he has speed. He boxes more. So we know that he can fight. We know he can box, and we know he can move. Now, so he has all them. You know what I mean? But then you look at Crawford. Crawford doesn't have as much power as Canelo, but he has that ring IQ. That ring IQ. I mean, if you've got that sharpness and that timing and that ring IQ, I think power doesn't really matter, because you're going to make the fighter miss, and you're going to confuse him, and you're going to really have him on his back foot. Crawford, in my opinion, you know, he's a lot faster, but when it comes down to power, I think that's when people don't give credit to Crawford. Crawford can bang, and Crawford punches hard. And this is something that I've seen, because I've seen him spar with like heavier guys. I've seen him in the gym with one of the gym sparring partners, gym guys. What's it called? Steven Nelson. Now, Steven Nelson is no small guy. I mean, he's a big guy. And he was hurting Steven with them body shots and them head shots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, that's when I realized that, you know, Crawford is a beast. He's a strong guy. Why are you laughing at that, Sean? What have you heard?
I was just thinking.
I just got back from Colorado Springs, and so I watched Crawford spar with 3 guys, one of which was Steve, and you could just see how Steve, he kind of, you know, he struggles with the hand speed and the foot movement, and then the pop that Crawford has, and in a lot of ways that could end up being the narrative of this fight. The foot speed and the hand speed confuses you, throws you off rhythm, causes you to hesitate, and then the power.
Yeah, but Sean, we've seen that Crawford's been down before from when he was a featherweight against Gamboa. Yeah. And then I don't know if he was put down.
Gamboa didn't put him down, Amir.
But which is the guy that?
Mean Machine.
It's Kaliaskis.
Yes, he put him down. No, when he was sparring the Mean Machine, yeah, when he was sparring these heavier guys, I mean, looking at it as a fighter outside, didn't look like he was getting hurt by any shots or punches, because this is where we've not seen Crawford really being hurt or being scared or afraid.
Yeah, I really want to know.
You think this fight's going to play out? What's the game plan for Crawford? You think, what should that game plan be, and what should the game plan be for Canelo Alvarez?
Hard one, that, because both guys are so good.
Yeah.
I want to do. Yeah, bro. It's hard. Like, what game plan do you give the fighters?
Yeah.
I mean, because we're talking about the best top pound for pound fighters now, innit?
This fight ultimately
on the timing, because we think we know what happened. We think we expect Canelo to pursue Crawford, look for his ones, his twos, look for that dig to the body. You know, we know his key punches, and he really doesn't ever really divert away from those key punches. And then we know what we expect from Crawford: use his foot movement, keep turning Canelo, force Canelo to not plant his feet, because that's when he throws. You know, and so I think it ultimately could come down to the timing. Can Canelo find the timing to catch Crawford when he stops, or can Crawford find those moments to, you know, use that stunning power that he has when Canelo's picking his feet up, you know?
You're 100% right there, Sean, because you know what? It's all about timing this. And I think this is at the highest level where every inch is going to make a difference. You know what I mean? Every millisecond, you know what I mean, is going to make a massive difference, because if you fall short with a punch, you only get caught. If you put your defense down and probably just relax or turn off in that ring, you can get hurt.
Yeah.
And you can get that. It could just take that one punch that changes the whole fight around. I mean, we've seen fights where it's a close fight, you don't know who's winning the round, but then one big shot lands and you go, oh, you know what, he's won that round. Now, it just depends what Vegas is going to look for. What's Vegas looking for? And at the same time, as we all know that Turkey Al-Sheikh doesn't want no runners. Turkey made it clear that I don't like this, the rabbits running around. You know what I mean? He likes the guys to stand there and fight. Now, does Crawford have that power to stand there and that weight to stand there with Canelo? Time will tell, bro. I mean, it is a hard fight for both fighters, because is Canelo fast enough with his feet to get to Crawford, or is he skillful enough to get to Crawford, or is Crawford strong enough to stay there in the pocket and fight Canelo? I mean, these are things that we're going to see, because it's been a very long time where we've not seen. Well, then again, I think when we saw after the fight between Fury and Usyk, I think this is probably another fight just like that, because we don't know who the winner is going to be.
Can Crawford win a decision over Canelo in Las Vegas?
100%, yes. Yeah. That's the only, I think that's the. You know what? I think that's the only way he can win. That's the only way he can win. You know.
Mm-hmm. You think that
if Crawford wins, it's gonna be by decision?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Anything else for my man?
Amir, is it a possibility in any world where Crawford can stop Canelo?
No. I mean, Canelo can take a beating. Canelo can take bigger fighters and bigger guys that hit him harder, and he's still stood in front of them. Canelo got a good chin, man. And Canelo doesn't lose that heart. Nah, because he's got that pride as well. Because he's such a big superstar.
Yeah.
He gonna give up. You see, he's a different animal. Is Canelo? I don't think because Canelo knows how much is on the table and how long he's been reigning as a champion. He doesn't want to just give this away. This fight, he's gonna want it more than anyone. So,
what about if it goes to decision?
Can Canelo outbox Terence Crawford?
No. I mean, we all know that. When it comes to boxing skills, the only boxing skill guy is gonna be who's the better is Crawford. Crawford, if this fight goes the distance, Crawford will steal the round and will definitely win the fight if it goes the distance. And then the only way Canelo can win, in my opinion, is by pressurizing him and just having a dogfight with him.
Yeah.
Amir, before we let you go, I want to go down memory lane real quick, right? And I just want to show you some love. And we were having a offline conversation before we came back onto the show. But 2003, we both pretty sure it was that you came over here, and Antt said, "What was it about Amir?" I said it was just everything. I said we had never. Americans, yet we were young. We had never seen British fighters, We had never seen, Pakistani fighters, And you came over here, man, like a blitz. I told you, not only were you foreign, you weren't from Earth, You came over here. It was Mexico, England. I think Scotland might have got over here. Puerto Rico might have been here, and 2 Americans in each weight class. You fought Victor Ortiz the first night, and nobody else wanted to box you. I'm talking American or not. Nobody.
Bro, that was crazy, bro. I remember in Louisiana, we landed there, and I remember another guy, a couple of the American guys said to me, "What weight are you?" And I said 36 pounds. They go, "Oh shit, you're fighting Victor Ortiz. I'm gonna fuck you up." And I'm like, "Who's this Victor Ortiz? I've never heard of him." But then obviously I had 1 or 2 fights, and I had one fight against an American fighter, and I beat him at 136 pounds, a lightweight. And then it was Victor, and I stopped him in the second round. Ooh. And I think, it was crazy, bro. Because a lot of people were like, I heard that Victor them days was proper cleaning up the game.
You overwhelmed him
really well.
Was it a flurry of punches kind of thing? That speed?
Made the ref stop it?
Point rule. They used to have the 20-point rule.
Right.
Where if you pass your opponent by 20 points clear, then you can get the win automatically, get stoppage.
So remember how it used to go, though? It had to be the first 3 rounds. If you made it into the 4th round, so we were doing 4 2-minute rounds, and if you were outpointing your opponent by 20 points before the 4th round, they just simply waved the fight off.
21 skunk. Yeah.
My man did that in 2-minute rounds.
And Victor Ortiz.
That's different.
I'm not trying to step on Vic, but guys,
to do that to a guy like Victor Ortiz, yeah.
Vic was a returning champion.
How y'all doing, Vic, man? That's
I'm not stepping on. I just wanted to show. I wanted to show this man, number one, show him love, right? But also get people that didn't see him as an amateur. People don't understand that when you don't see as an amateurs, you actually missed a lot of the greatness. We become even greater as pros, right? But there's as you know, Amir, there's levels to this, right? People miss a thick level of greatness of a lot of us, and people missed some of your greatness to outpoint your opponent, especially Victor Ortiz. In 2 rounds.
He was Allen Iverson at Georgetown.
Man.
He was, gotcha.
And then, as an amateur, I was amateur world champion, amateur European champion, amateur junior Olympic champion. It was crazy because I was so young. I was 15, 16 years old fighting men. And I was beating men up. And it's because I didn't have the power, but I had the speed and the movement. And then at the age of 17, I went to the Olympic Games and was fighting the guys at the age of 33 and under. and won a silver medal and got beat by the Cuban great, which was Mario Kindlin, who was already a double Olympic champion. I mean, look, bro, like, honestly, you had a great amateur career. You know, in life, Sean, some fighters peak very early. And I think that I probably peaked early in my career, like when I was like 15, 16, and then probably 22, 23, 24. You know, I had my best days in them years. But still to pull it off after that and have them mega fights with Canelo, Crawford, and the big names, even with Kell Brook and my last fight, and making a lot of money in the sport of boxing. God's been on my side, and I thank boxing because it's the opportunities that boxing's given me, and this is a good one for the listeners, is that what got me far in life was hard work and focus and believing in myself. And you know, I used to remember when my friends were going on vacations, I'd be going to the gym. I couldn't go on no holidays. I couldn't go on no vacations. I couldn't go on no school trips. I couldn't go to sleep over at my friends. I missed all that. I missed all my youth because I was so focused on boxing, going to training camps and stuff. But look, now I can chill and I can enjoy the life of my family and my kids. And I can enjoy that moment now with my children and watch them grow and start, you know what I mean, start enjoying the life now.
Amir, before you get out of here, brother, Sean was talking earlier, having fun about you were from another planet because he's used to seeing fighters from all the countries that he's used to competing against, and then here comes a British Pakistani kid. Wow, right? And you and Prince Naseem and now Hamza Shiraz are forming this lineage of British Pakistani fighters. What is it? In the culture, in the blood, brother, or whatever it is that's producing this lineage. And also, you guys all have your gifts. You know, Prince was a great athlete with great power. You had some of the best hand speed we've seen. And Hamza is very fast. He's a little bit in the middle. He's not quite the puncher Prince was, but he can punch. And he's not quite as fast as you, but he's very fast.
And I'm going to tell you something crazy now, yeah? So, you know, me and Hamza, when we were kids, we knew of each other, right? You know, we are family related, but we have some relation in our families. Mm-hmm. The families were obviously close. And so, yeah, we have some relation there. I don't know how we connect. We're from the same village in Pakistan, right? And from our villages in Pakistan has produced warriors, right? And we come from a clan which is called the Rajput, right? And Janjue. So Janjue Rajput is a clan in Pakistan that me and Hamza come from. And so when you see Hamza fight, you can see that he's got that lion heart. You know what I mean? And he's got that fire because that's the type of fighters, that's the type of clan that we come from. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I mean, that's crazy because the only another Pakistani fighter that's now making a name and hopefully going to become a world champion is Hamza, comes from the same clan, the same village, the same family, bloodline. I mean, it's amazing to see that, you know? So it must be definitely to do with the clan, with and coming from the same village. It must be the water in the village.
Yeah, man, you guys are the Wu-Tang clan of British Pakistani boxing, brother. You guys are
Amir King Kong, everybody.
Man.
King Khan, everybody. Thank you for joining the PorterWay Podcast today.
Thank you, bro. And it's always a pleasure, Sean. And like I said, bro, you know what? I know you talked about me a lot, bro, but don't forget the great fights you had as well and the great champion you was, bro, as well. You know what I mean? I remember we used to be watching you and, you know what I mean? There were times where we'd be like, you know, I remember there was a time when me and Virgil were sat there, and it's before the Alexander fight, and I think when Al Heyman, you was with Al Heyman, and I was with Al Heyman, and they go Shawn Porter, and I said, well, I don't want to fight Shawn Porter because Shawn's got that awkward style. You know, Shawn had that style that you don't want to be in a fight with Shawn, man. Shawn can fight. Whoever Shawn fought, he's going to give him hell. So respect to you, but don't forget, you was a great fighter as well, champ.
Well, hey, man, thank you, man. We'll catch you on the next one, all right?
Love my brother. Take care.
God bless.
Thank you for your time.
Great interview.
Absolutely.
That was probably one of our top ones.
Yeah.
Amir King Khan right there, man.
Thank you, man.
Definitely a big sense of nostalgia, just, you know, having them come on the podcast. And now I have a moment to, like, reflect on first meeting him and first seeing him and all those kinds of things. It's like I told you guys, you really do miss a thick part of boxers when you don't get to see their true growth in this game. There's a lot of us, and even I know you've asked before who didn't make it. There's a lot of guys, just like in basketball.
The leading MJ's game winner at UNC.
Yeah. When
he was a sophomore, junior, freshman with James Worthy and them. But yeah, it'd be like no Georgetown Allen Iverson, no,
there it is,
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
There it is.
Right.
Was that the time you say he was in Alexandria, Louisiana?
Yeah,
Who was there that time? So you, Victor Ortiz, Amir Kahn,
Daniel Jacobs was there.
Danny Jacobs?
Jacobs,
Nimitz.
Right.
That was
we
crazy.
We didn't fight each other at that point, but yeah, it was a lot of
talent, right?
A lot of guys. Yeah, I'm trying to think of some more. I know we had mentioned Victor Ortiz.
But you and Amir
there.
mirror each other as phenoms in the amateurs.
Say that again.
You and Amir Kahn, you mirror each other as phenoms. You may not have got the medal like he did, but you guys were both fighters that people talked about at the tournaments.
He was.
Have you seen this?
He was a legit phenom.
Yeah.
I just was. You were coming to watch me because you knew it was gonna be exciting.
Yeah.
And I told y'all before, like I guess I gotta find the highlight reel of me knocking guys out. Like I was known for knocking guys out, and so people came down to my ring because you knew it was gonna be exciting, and you didn't know if I was gonna get you. You know what I mean? I wasn't like Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was like, he got you, and if he didn't get you, he might have dropped the decision. I was gonna outbox you and do a bunch of stuff, and then drop you a couple times. You know what I mean? So definitely happy to have Amir Kahn on the show today. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview right there. Listen, we're going to come back. We want you guys to check out what's going on over here at the HyperX Arena. The new fam, man.
Yeah.
They got some new stuff, content that they've been shooting. We're going to all check it out because I ain't seen it yet myself. Enjoy it. We'll be right back. Yeah, you can get out of this Zoom now. We're back.
He's the only one in there.
We're back, by the way. Welcome back to the PorterWay Podcast. Like I said before, man, we're happy to be here at the HyperX Arena. Got some really great stuff going on over here, and we are happy to be a part of it. Antt, you said that was one of the best interviews we've had.
Yeah, I think that was up there with that Bernard Hopkins interview. That was fun. Obviously, I got our boy from 8 Mile.
Oh,
he
yeah.
always
Omar
kills
Miller.
it.
Yeah.
Omar always kills it with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amir Kahn, what he could speak on in the fight, being part of one camp, fighting both guys.
What I liked about that interview is he sound like me. Like I'm always like, it's so many different ways this thing can go, and I'm glad you get to hear that from somebody else, especially somebody who's been in the ring with both those guys. I feel like people don't like down pick fights and everything's 50-50. Well, there you go. Like there's another real one that said this thing might be 50-50.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Why we like to have boxers on, because you guys give opinions that the real expert opinions.
Yeah.
Not just the real
know-it-alls.
The best in the business, as I tell it, and I'll just be talking in.
Yeah.
You guys best in the business.
I got a chance to get out there to Colorado Springs, which you had made it with.
Yeah, what happened?
Terence had asked about it. He said this is the PorterWay Podcast. I said, yeah. He said, where everybody else at? I said, it's only me today, So he was looking forward to seeing y'all. YouTube, man, you always welcome.
Wow, really?
But listen, without clearly, obviously, and I would do the same if I went to the Canelo camp. I actually would like to go to the Canelo camp.
Yeah.
I'll see if there's any way I can pull something like that off.
A couple weeks, go to
yeah, we'll see if I can pull something like that off.
That'd be beautiful. Make it happen, Shawn Porter.
We'll see. But that being said, things that happen in camp stay in camp. You already know that.
That's going to be the trade-off Canelo gives you. He'll be like, you can totally come to camp, but I want to know everything you know about Terence Crawford.
But as much as I can answer, I want you guys, ask whatever you think you've been wondering or whatever the case may be, and I'll answer as much as I can. But I will say this, the kid looks good, as we all know. I got a great interview done with him. I got to interview his kids. Got a little bit from his kids as well. They were in camp, left today. Mm-hmm. And just in case you don't see the interview, we're going to clip a couple of things and put it out there for you guys. You got to join the membership in order to get this kind of stuff. This is the stuff you got to pay for. You know what I mean? We got some exclusive stuff, and we're not going to be letting all of our exclusive stuff go anymore. So make sure you go on over to our membership and join that. Definitely got to play some spades with them and all that.
Shout out to my boy Trevor.
But yeah, I think the interview was a dynamite interview. You probably see a Terence Crawford that you don't get to see often because it is me, honestly. But all that being said, what you want to know?
Well, let me ask you this, Sean, and I understand you might only be able to say so much, right, without giving away too much. But you and Amir, when we had Amir on the show earlier just now, you guys, one reason you give Crawford a good chance at winning this fight is talking about Canelo has to have his feet set to deliver his power shots. Crawford making him pick his feet up. At 38 years old, putting on 14 pounds to go from 54 to 68, 38 years old, do you think his legs will be able to have the advantage that people that are picking him and thinking he could win this fight, will they have the advantage that they believe he will have at 38, putting on 14 pounds to those legs?
I looked at my business partner Malcolm while we were there. I said, "Yo, look at his legs." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I said, "They're thick. They're in shape. They look very strong." If anybody out there that want to act funny about what I just said, that's my job as a former athlete, as an analyst. I have to analyze everything, right? So I have to analyze how's his weight now distributed across your body.
His body, right?
Is it distributed a little too much right here in the midsection? Are the legs too thick? And now I'm not seeing the muscle pop and things of that nature. The dude is doing all of the right things. They have something called the incline in Colorado Springs. So just in case you don't know, Colorado Springs is about 6,000, a little bit more than 6,000 feet in the air, right? So it's above the altitude. I don't know where Vegas is. Vegas is around 1,000, I believe. So again, in case you don't know, you go up in the altitude, you multiply the blood cells. Then when you come down to what do they call this?
Sea level.
Sea level, or you come down to where normal people exist, right. You're able to recover quicker. So it's things like that where people have alluded to him being a snack athlete and things like that. Like, what could he possibly? No. He's just doing the right things, and he's always done the right things. So when I look at how thick the legs are, but also the muscle is still popping and things like that, it suggests to me that they're really strong. But then he's doing things like going up the incline. So you're already at 6,000 and some change. The incline is a mile up. So you get to the top, you're at 11,000 feet in the air, 12,000 feet in the air. That's how he's able to pull off the kind of stuff that he's doing.
Yeah, because Canelo's got him about 200 feet. He's at 6,200 feet in altitude.
In Tahoe?
Okay, I salute, because I ain't know Tahoe was all the way up there like that.
It's all the way up.
Yeah. Hey, listen, and again, that speaks to the magnitude of this fight. They are matching and mirroring one another in a lot of ways. For me,
getting great sparring.
Yeah.
Training in the mountains. Yeah, you're right.
For me, the biggest thing, which is something that Crawford said, was, who else is there? There's nobody else at my level. And they're mirroring in that respect. Everybody wanted to see Canelo in the ring with
El Monstro.
With Benavidez. But respectfully, Benavidez does not have that
all-time standing.
Yeah. Whereas Crawford does. And that's why we get this fight. Also why I think we get a brilliant match.
What I love about this, it's that old school shit. They went away. I mean, one had a baby, one brought family in, but they're away from everybody. They're isolated. They're really locked in on this big time mega fight in boxing. And I know Zittel, he missed the old school days. This is literally a little taste of it. Not exactly what we used to get, but I feel like the old school guys, they used to go away too, right?
So, and so of course, kids are there when I get there, and I'm like,
Punking you again?
I didn't expect this.
Right.
No. Showing love nowadays. Showing love nowadays.
That's what
They don't want no more ass.
That's what ass women do to you. I believe in ass whooping.
Showing love nowadays, and but I see the kids running around. I'm like, okay. So when I had the opportunity to ask him, I said, so I see the kids in camp. He said they leave tomorrow, and he said it with a smile. Like he knows.
I could switch an extra gear.
I know he knows. Like I just need them to be here for this moment.
Yeah.
I just need to see them. I need to touch
Sometimes
them.
you need that.
That last little bit of love.
Yeah.
But they're leaving tomorrow, and we're gonna take it up another level.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I want to get to the Canelo camp. I want to. Definitely not gonna be there as a snitch or
mole or any of that.
Anything like that. No, I just want to see it. This is my first time going to Crawford's camp. I probably, if I wasn't doing the podcast, I would still want to go to a camp to see Canelo or Crawford, even if I wasn't doing the podcast. This is obviously more motivation to do it. But when he got in the ring to spar, I was like, this is my first time seeing this kid spar. This is something that is not done. You don't go see other guys spar, when you are a fighter and stuff like that. Obviously, being retired, that's another thing. But when you got the podcast and you're reporting and things like that, some people may not want you to be around. Crawford didn't mind. Hopefully, Canelo does.
I'll definitely go with you. But if they say I can't go and only you could go, I understand.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely go.
Yeah.
Sean, at this point, being a fighter, it's a month out. When is that where I can't be around family? I can see you, but I'm on a mission right now. For me, when does that start?
For me, the later it got in my career, the longer I wanted my family around.
The longer you want it?
The longer I wanted my family around. Yeah. Always knew my boundaries. I always had my boundaries. Even up to fight week. And you've been around fight week. I'm gonna have breakfast with y'all. Yeah. So for me, that was it was like, yo, love you, and don't even think about calling me. Yeah. Don't send a message through anybody else. I want to hear it. Everybody's different. I gotta imagine, especially with Canelo having a newborn.
That's tough.
To me, that's an interesting one.
That's tough.
Because I know that there's gonna be a bit of him that's gonna at least be making calls. Why not make those
FaceTime,
calls?
yeah.
FaceTime and stuff like that. How do you turn that off? When you have a newborn and you're quite a few weeks away from a big fight.
Mexico are riders, bro.
Yeah, I know that.
They're gonna hold it down.
Oh, I know that. I know that. So. Both these guys, I think they're gonna turn it off and turn it on when they need to, and it's gonna be a great fight.
Biggest question I have for Crawford: can you take the punishment for 12?
Yeah.
It's my biggest question I have for Terence Crawford. I don't know how you prepare for punishment. It's either you can do it or you can't.
I'm going to say this, and it didn't take me going to camp to say this. This is my first time saying this. I will more than likely expound on this the week of the fight, probably night before. I think Crawford's going to get the job done. I am officially picking Crawford to win this fight. It is still 50-50, but obviously...
He says that until he goes to Canelo's.
I'm obviously going to say that this is a 60-40 fight, and I have Crawford winning this fight. Crawford's going to win this fight doing something that nobody's done to Canelo. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. And it didn't take me going to camp to know this.
Okay.
This is me knowing Crawford.
Okay.
And also me knowing, hey, in order to beat Canelo, you just got to be different. You got to do something.
Getting outside the being retired, Sean, do you come up with game plans now? Like, I'm a coach. I'm gonna have a coach now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I always thought like this as a fighter.
Okay.
But I was always hesitant to initiate
what pops
my mind because of how structured we were. It was like, Dad say A, do A. There were only a few times in my life, both as an amateur and as a pro, that Dad said do A and I did Z. And, there was a little bit of friction, so definitely prevented me from I think utilizing my mind as much as I could have. But later on, especially my fight with Danny Garcia, that's when it turned on, and I never turned it off from that. So luckily, my mind was in line with what KP wanted, and it all made sense. So.
I think what you say makes sense, though. If Crawford's going to win this fight, he'll surprise people in the fashion he does it in. Because a lot of people picking Crawford, they think foot speed and turn Canelo all night. And I'm like, nah, he's
boring victory?
No, it's just he's definitely a lot better than the guys of the last couple of years who have tried to beat Canelo that way, Billy Joe, Caleb. But even though he's better than them, it didn't that game plan. It just didn't work. So it's not gonna look like that if Crawford pulls this off. It's gonna look different than that. To your point, I give the edge to Canelo right now. I'm picking Canelo. You are too?
No,
you got Crawford. Got Crawford.
I'm gonna be biased. I'm gonna be honest.
Right. Right. But even in being biased, you're gonna be honest. I know you.
Yeah.
But
the punishment, that's what scares me. Because Canelo don't care. I'm hitting everything. And I love that about a boxer. I don't believe you need a perfect shot. Fuck that. Your body don't supposed to be hit. I'm hitting everything.
Well, remember Bivol did the.
Yeah.
That's a almost 200-pound man. Big shock absorber neck. Big guy. 6 feet plus, and he did that to Canelo after. So to your point, can Crawford do the same? Coming up from 54 and 47, can he? Or will that throw off the catch and shoot? I was gonna catch and shoot.
Make me think.
We're not catching and shooting.
We're catching and resetting and getting out of this range for a minute or two.
My fight where Erron came back to the corner, I had a look on my face, I guess. And my dad said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Nothing." Like, classic Shawn, nothing. He said, "Shawn, tell me what's wrong." I said, my legs are kind of tight. He said, "Your legs kind of tight." He looked back, looked behind him. He would always do this and look back at the other corner. I don't know why. He looked back at them.
It was a habit, probably.
I don't know. He said, "All right, we're not gonna use our legs so much this round." And I was thinking to myself, like, I need these legs.
I'm not trying to wear these shots.
Yeah. So to your point, when there's a feeling,
when the nervous system goes out,
where does that adjustment take place? Do you trust the adjustment? Do you implement it? So that next round I did settle down a little more. I was
lost the round.
Whatever. Hell up.
I don't know what round it is. Chill out.
He don't even know what round it is. Pour this water on you. So we got some time until this fight. So we ain't gotta pour it all out at one time. We'll work our way up to this one.
Try to get on big guests to lead up to the fight.
Expect some more very, very big guests, and expect some very, very big things from the PorterWay Podcast. The week of Crawford versus Canelo versus Crawford takes place here. What is that? September 6th?
13th. I was just gonna say, I've been critical of the fight because I felt like it serves as a foreground to the Ali Act stuff. And hey, I turned out to be right? As said on the PorterWay Podcast, I didn't turn out to just be a paranoid conspiracy theorist on this one. On many others I am. But no, on this one I was actually right. But putting that aside, now that the fight's drawing closer, HBO used to talk about the reason why Ali Frazier 3 was even more violent than the first fight was they were a little older. Reflexes lost just a little bit much, so they're getting touched a little bit more, and that actually made the fight more exciting. Maybe that's the case with Canelo and Crawford. Them being a little bit older, both of them I think are a little past their best for sure. They are. Even with Crawford being undefeated, I don't think he's Jeff Horn Crawford. But we'll see. Anyways, point being, I'm starting to think it could be a really exciting fight. Maybe. I still have that other part of me that goes, it's going to be an anticlimactic cash grab. But then the other part of me goes, Crawford putting on this weight, being 38, he's not going to be moving as much as people think. And if he's not moving as much as people think, it's going to be combustion. There's going to be some action in that pocket. And he might be sitting down on punches more than people are expecting as opposed to using his feet. And if that's the kind of fight we get, they're going to deliver something that exceeds my expectations and credit to. And then one last thought I had on this fight. Did you guys hear what Virgil Ortiz said about sparring Canelo this past week?
Yeah.
So he said Virgil gives Crawford a great chance to win the fight, but he's picking Canelo. And he says a big reason why is he sparred Canelo. And he goes, I lined him up. I got him I turned on this one, everything I got. And all this dude did was and go, eso, like good shot. And Virgil said, and so Virgil just said he thinks, and it's funny because I brought it up on the podcast last week, Virgil had Madrimov running laps for 9 rounds. Madrimov against Bud, to your point, was coming forward to a certain point, eating that jab and then resetting his pressure. He wasn't coming. But he was on the front foot against Bud. Against Virgil, running laps. Virgil's telling us Canelo Alvarez takes a ridiculously good shot, which we all know. I got this wrong with Berlanga and Shiraz. I said maybe, Shiraz is the more skilled guy, but maybe Berlanga.
Your heart got you.
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. But maybe Berlanga being the natural 68 and supposed to be the harder puncher, maybe that offsets the skill advantage for Shiraz. Didn't work out. But maybe to Virgil's point, and even Amir, who's picking Crawford, conceded this, maybe that edge and IQ and overall skill of Crawford is just going to be negated by a much more significant advantage in punching power and taking power. We'll see. That's what we're waiting for.
Yeah, we will see. Motivational message before I get up out of here. I shared my favorite verse in the Bible, James chapter 1, verse 2 through 5. Speaks about how patience using your faith and having patience through your faith will get you where you need to go. And I just want to let everybody know that it's going to sound easy when I say this, but when things get hard, you just have to stop. You got to slow down. You got to think, analyze where you're at, allow your spirit to move, and allow your spirit to show you which way to go. I know there's a lot of people out there that have trouble even, deciding what they want to do for a living. A lot of people are rushing to get to that $1 million. And like somebody told me the other day, $1 1,000,000 times is $1 million. So don't rush. Have some patience. Use your faith. This is the PorterWay.
Stay blessed.